Guys and girls, we have got a Caddy Maxi to see today. It's got a punted in rear quarter, and I mean punted. Can I save it? Well, I've got to save it. Let's get into it. Caddy Maxi, rear quarter has seen some damage. We got some noise, sorry. Always some noise. Ruining the shot. Anyway, it has taken a bit of a whack. We've got a little dent down here, that's no bother. Bumper, that's been damaged, but that's no bother either. This is in a bit, and the bit that's going to be tricky is round the fuel flap. Let me focus. Round the fuel flap, I'm going to have to probably weld something and pull that out. Yeah, easier than fitting a new quarter. We're not doing that line dent that's running through the window panel. There is a little dent there if we're being picky. But I need to fix this. I'm going to get it on the ramp so it's at working height. Strip the light out. See what we can do from inside. I like to be able to get to the back of a panel and push out from behind. It's easier than pulling and dent pulling, but I'll get it on the ramp, we'll strip some bits out and have a better look. Pulled it on the, what I call a bike ramp, and oh, we need to sort this out. The petrol flap doesn't open. The line is quite far away. As I say, I'm not too worried about this. We're obviously going to fix it, but that's not too bad. That bit around the petrol flap has gone right in. I'm going to see if I can get access in the back. Let's have a quick butcher's. Okay, happy days. No racking in the back or anything like that. I'm going to get this boarding out, or these wheel arches, that boarding, take the light out, and hopefully I can get a porta power or something in the back, because otherwise if we've got to pull it out, it's going to take a lot longer. Let me get this out. When I opened the door, I was pleasantly surprised. I was half expecting it to be a micro camper full of carpet or something like that, but it's not too bad. PZ1 screws, PZ1 bit, or the other way around, but they just about fit. Half of this is barely attached, just how we like it. Quite tidy in there. This is a Caddy Maxi, and it's a long wheelbase. I reckon this is the same length as a short wheelbase T5. Well, that's my guess anyway. Couple of wonky donkey screws somewhere. One more. Oh, this is the one. How's that PZ2 bit going for you now? Push a bit harder. Oh yeah. Fresh drill bit. Couple of screws in the board. There's not many at all, in fact. Oh, and they're not going to come out. Oh yeah. So I own a Caddy. I'm sure some of you already know. Or most of you, hopefully. I have carpet lined it, but I can't remember, and this is a Maxi. Hopefully I can get access. That rear wheel arch is different to a normal Caddy. Come on, please be access. Oh, I'm not liking the look of that. Come on, get out of my way, cousin Keith. About over this side. Oh, okay, so. Oh, that's not staying in there. Don't think there's much access, Theo. Oh, there ain't. There's a wheel tub in the way. I can't just make access. There's a wheel tub in the way. I don't know. Cry me a river? What, a big one?
Yeah. What, rivers, mate?
Look, it's literally right behind there.
Teeming.
Thanks, mate.
That's right.
It's like there.
That is shizzle, isn't it?
That is shizzle my nizzle. Might be welder, slide hammer.
That's a bit of a big old boxing up.
That is a bigger tub than a normal caddy.
What about then stripping out the wheel arch, taking off the bumper, to get behind it there?
Through the whip? What are you going on about? What have you been smoking this morning? You can't go in through there.
Yeah, you can get here.
No way, that's sealed up. That's sealed up. It's a wheel arch, isn't it?
That is sealed up, yeah.
Ain't got no filler in it. It has got filler in it. All right, well, I'm going to assess some stuff and we'll have a better look.
You'll have to do it another way around then, won't you?
Thanks, mate.
The harder way.
Yeah,
The weldy way.
yeah. Thanks.
Something to do, innit?
So my method of attack, this has been scraped along here, punted that in, and that is what's creating this dent up here. I'm going to try and do it in reverse. So I'm going to try and pop that out with my hand from inside, or a bar or a bit of wood. That should pop out some ways, and that is going to make this pop out easier, because you could pull there first, but it's going to be quite hard, I reckon. So I'm going to try and pop this out, which is going to put pressure on that. That means that will pull out easier. Well, that's the plan anyway. Let's see if that pops out. I have got some tools and some wood. Where's the dent? Oh, there he is. Oh, I can nearly push him out. Oh, cool, he's in. Wonder if I can do a little bit with the bar. I would love to be able to get behind this. I don't want to push too far because you can make it worse. Just wanted to pop some. I'd love to be able to see what I'm doing from the front. Can I give this a little? I don't think a lot's happened. You guys already know. Oh, it has moved. That has not moved. Oh, it did move. I can see my bar mark. So if you try poking too much out too soon, you're going to end up with massive high spots. Can I get some out? It has moved. I can feel it in my fingers. I could do with a torch. What's the bettings? The torch isn't charged. It's not plugged in, so that's not a good sign. Ah, yeah, we've got the torch. So, okay. I might be able to do some from behind it. Ooh, ooh. The actual, on the back of this fuel filler cap area is like a cup, and that cup is actually kinked, which isn't ideal. There is a wiring loom in here, so I've got to carefully work around it. I think that should be coming out a bit, guys. You'll be able to see it before I can. Oh, there went a piece, but I heard it pop, and we don't like the, because it creases. I might be able to do quite a bit from in here. But I'm not going to bore you with it. I might roll a time lapse. Yeah, it has gone out a little. Oh, and that gap's getting smaller. Yeah, I'm going to spend a bit of time in there with a bar. On the back of this, will it open yet? Nope, won't open at all yet. On the back of this is a cup, and that's actually kinked. I'm going to roll a time lapse on doing my best to get as much out from inside, because if I can get most of it out, I haven't got to weld stuff to it to slide hammer. I can go straight in with a pin puller. I'll show you a bit more on the pin puller in a little while, but let me do my best from inside. You might have seen by the time lapse, I got quite a bit of it out from behind with a bar, made it a bit prettier, and then I wanted to strip the paint off, and you might have seen by the cloud explosion, this was already full of filler. Literally the exact same place, we can still see where it's white, remnants of someone else's filler, and it is literally exactly like where I'm going to put filler. So I don't know if I'm repairing an old dent as well as the obvious new dent, because there's no signs of any metal straightening before, so I take it they just fillered straight over the dent that was there, because it was really thick around here. And those that are of a filler nervous disposition, I believe that's right, if you don't like a lot of filler, you might want to click away, because this is going to have a massive skim of filler. The slight waviness goes all the way up here, so the filler is going to be all the way around here. Now, if you've seen Tic Tac, Insta Ounce, Face Ache, short videos, and they spend like 2 days hammer and dollying everything flat to not use any filler, well, that's not the real world. This is a body shop, it's getting filler, and that's it. I've spent ages. Also in the time lapse, I did weld some metal plates on, and then got the slide hammer. And we've got the gap of the petrol flap perfect. Petrol flap's a bit wobbly now. Don't know if the spring's been overloaded. And it does open and close now. It didn't open and close before. And the gap that was about 1 inch here is now almost perfect, apart from a bit of filler. And the end of the petrol flap's dented. I need to take it off to straighten that. But I've spent, you reckon I spent 2 hours so far, Keith? In total? 2 hours, isn't it?
At least.
Yeah, at least, I was going to say that. 2.5 hours. And the reason being, if you're not a filler guy, you might say, well, just get some filler in it. It would never, ever be right if you just fillered this. So we've had to straighten it. With any repair, whether it's plastic bumper, whether it's metal, You need to get it as perfect as possible. That's like, on a scale of 0 to 100, from dent to no dent, that's a good 90% done. In an ideal world, if the guy had unlimited money, this would have a new quarter panel, because this was just, it was borderline. But a new quarter panel, 2.5, 3 grand fitted. I don't know what the other Nathan is charging the guy. We're fine. I might ask him, it's rude to talk about money, but when he comes back, I might ask him, and I might get his second opinion, because I've been working on this for so long. I've been pulling the low spots up and tapping the high spots down. But then you get like panel blind, is that the right word? Because it is slightly high here. Where the dent was in there, if you remember at the beginning there was a scrape, it is slightly high. But I'm confident that when the guy booked this in, Nathan would have said, it's a tidy up job. And that means, would you call this lashing it up? I wouldn't, because it has been straightened a lot. But I'm just going round. Any dent or low spot that I pull out now is less filler I have to put in. Less filler I have to put in, the less I have to rub out. And also, the easier the repair is. The straighter this is, the smaller the filler needs to be. But that's wavy up there. So literally, I'm just going to skim it. And it does go around the back here. I did fix that off camera. Time lapse run out. Well, it did for me anyway. So I just carried on. And when pulling a dent out, you want to pull it out slowly. Slow and steady wins the race. It's not very pretty round here. Oh, here he is. Nath.
It's cold in here.
It is.
Cold out there.
What's going on?
Hi.
Where have you been?
Cold.
All right, tell me about this.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about this quarter.
Oh, hello. Yep.
So,
Looking good.
what I want to say is, what did you tell the geezer when he dropped it off? Is it a tidy up job? Or did you say it's going to be mint?
No, tidy up.
Because how much is a new quarter fitted, do you reckon, for that? 2.5?
Yeah,
What, 1,500 quid? 1,500 quid for the panel?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah?
And
It's rude.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is. It's rude to talk about money, but let's say,
He's got a big dent here and he's not fussed about that.
yeah, so
It's a major dent.
let's say it's maybe up to 3 grand to have a new rear quarter. How much are you charging him to fix that quarter? People are going to want to know on the channel. Rude to talk about money, but
No, about 800 quid plus VAT.
I thought 700, but yeah. So that's a massive difference in price.
It's a massive saving, isn't it?
And you tell people
And no one else is going to know because it's still going to look good.
it's going to look brand new.
It's going to look good. To the untrained eye, you would never really know.
You'd never know.
You'd never know.
So I was just saying,
But that's why you tell them it's a tidy up because it might not be 100% perfect.
if they're going to come in with a
It'll be
laser
fussy,
level,
yeah.
but it will be good,
Oh, it'll be
like the Audi quarter.
like most of them are,
Yeah,
You always back yourself up with it to tidy up,
yeah.
just in case it might be a little bit.
But it's like 2,000,
But you're saving
2,000
a massive
quid.
amount of money.
Two-
yeah.
two
That's
grand.
it, yeah.
There's a big sharp bit there. So I was just saying, when you've been pulling and denting and tapping in, you get a bit panel blind. Can you cast your hand over
I
that?
just felt it's good.
Where else would you work on? What's that sharp bit? There's a nugget on it. So
You'll get that with filler, won't you? That
yeah,
still
so
needs a bit of
that
adjustment, doesn't
that I have tweaked it. So that is flappy. I don't know if it's now lost some of its spring. And
it?
this
It was damaged as well, wasn't
it is. That tub in there hasn't come all the way out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is meant to have a nugget on it for it to go for donk and stop. But I believe it's meant to stop about
Is it
there.
meant to have a locker then?
No,
Oh, sorry.
no. My caddy
It's
hasn't.
definitely lost some of its spring.
It has. So that's going to sit about there.
Well, if he's fussy about that, he can get a new petrol flap, can't he?
Yeah.
Because that's pushed it in when it got
It
damaged,
has.
isn't it?
It has
it's
punted
damaged, it's bent the spring probably a bit.
So look, that filler's going to be up here.
Yeah, it's a big repair.
It is a big repair.
But it's smaller than the Audi.
What I do is covering your back, because on the world of the internet, they don't like filler. What are you using so much filler for?
We use minimal filler.
No, but what I mean, but
it's
when
a large area.
What it is, I say these people.
It's not very deep with filler.
These people who watch Instagram, TikTok, and someone spent 2 days hammering dollying it. The real world is body work, body filler.
Yeah, you haven't got 2 days.
And I tell you, you hear of people, oh, filler's going to fall out. That Tesla guy, recently, I said, well, we'll pull it out and skim it. He said, what, with filler? Don't that come out? Don't that crack? No, it doesn't crack. If it's done right.
Yeah, if you do it right and you get the metal as straight as possible, so it's not deep. If you're really deep with filler, then it's going to crack.
Yeah. But a large area of thin filler, you're just finessing the surface.
That's it, yeah. So I would rather spend an extra hour maybe or two
straightening it
as straight as possible.
So here, can you feel that? That's a little bit high, but
it's a bit belly out.
That's where the
quarter goes round. It's a bit.
Yeah, that's where it went in.
Was it convex, concave, whatever it is?
It was in.
Out here.
That's where the scrape was basically. I've been heating it up and shrinking it. Shall I just go for it with filler now, or what?
Yeah, with that crafter.
That was.
Couldn't even notice that bellied out, didn't it?
No, that's right. All right.
Yeah, okay.
You just walk away and then you come back and you're like, oh, I could do another little bit.
Yeah.
You can keep going. You could. I think. But it's solid.
Yeah.
It is solid.
I'd just go over that with a big grinder. You know what I mean? Take the heads off your pins, and then that'll put a bit of heat back in it as well, which will shrink it a bit. And then you can just tap any little tiny high spots. Like there's a couple of little ones there with a pin.
Yeah.
But that's what I like to do in a big area like that. If you shrunk it, yeah. But if you go over it all with a big grinder, it puts that heat back into it and shrinks it that little bit more.
All of it.
Yeah, all of the whole area.
Yeah.
And then you can just tap any little high dots down.
Yeah.
And then skim it.
All right. Thank you.
You've got the heater on it?
No. Keith, do you know how to fire the heater up? You ever use the heater?
I've never used that heater.
Go turn the plug on.
I'll show you that. I'll run you through.
Yeah, go see the heater. So anyway, while he's running him through the heater, because it's got cold. It was. And then you got to wait for the oil in the tank to heat up to 75. Anyway, it was warm a week ago. It's cold again. They're freezing. I'm all right. Got to work, ain't ya? I am going to finesse it. I'm going to spend another 10 minutes, not 20 minutes. And the reason I asked his opinion, he's only ever done bodywork since he left school. I'm half mechanic, half doers all.
Fully trained mechanic well over here, MVQ level 2, mate.
He is a fully trained mechanic, but you see him with spanners, it's not good. Anyway, I ask his opinion because I'm a bit of all sorts. So, yeah, a bit of reassurance. Because the reason why I don't just want to skim over with filler and go on, I should have straightened it more, because it's too late by then. There's already filler in there. So I'm going to spend 10 minutes, and I'm going to gob it up. I'm not going to, I won't film putting the filler in because I like to concentrate. But I'll show you how much filler goes into it. Oh, let's get it. Skim of filler on there, and it's gone on really nice. It feels good actually, really flat. There is a lot of filler on a big area, but only thin. Yeah, happy with how it's looking. I'm going to knock this off carefully with a sander and 80 grit, just carefully to take out my spreader lines. And I did repair the fuel filler cap and primed it last night. So let me knock this off and let's see how the fuel flap fits in the hole. But so far, so good. I have lightly buzzed this off with a sander. I didn't even use the air block, I used the sander. To get filler flat with a sander, it takes a bit of practice. None of this digging in at a skew-if angle. It's all about pure flatness. Oh, the airline's not plugged in. but pure flatness. Anyway, that, it feels really good. And you can see, you might be able to see, might not. There's black here. That is where the metal is. It's that thin, the filler that's on there. You don't want to break all the way through, because if you break all the way through, you're going to feel them. You might have to then tap them down and skim them. If you can only lightly feel them, primer will get them. So we're not aiming to have loads of breakthroughs. It's going to be a complete covering to cover all the bumps up. Anyway, I have shaped the filler cap, filler fuel flap cap area. And if you have a little look at a shot beforehand, it was a good inch out and it looked terrible. If we offer this up now, and it's not bolted in, and I do need to round the edges off and shape it ever so slightly, but that, if I can hold it straight, that is a lot better. We're happy with that. It sits flat. I do need to get a little stopper to stop it going in, but yeah, really happy with that. I'm now going to block it. I'm now going to hand block it with 80 grit, another 30%, then I'll go down to 120. There is a little area here that's low, there's a little area there that's low. I might have to skim it again, I don't know. I'll know once I've blocked it a bit more, but let's get it. All rubbed down, and I did give it another skim of filler. To get it absolutely perfect, I did put another skim of filler on it. I've gone around the edges and done me a couple of pinholes. There's one right there actually. Missed one. That's him. Yeah. Repair feels good. I'm happy. We're going to go off this line when we paint the quarter, so I'm keeping my primer away from any areas. I'm really happy with the repair. I have cleaned it. Let's get some primer on it. World's noisiest forklift truck just went past. Just a little coat on there, that's going to flash off, and then I'm going to put 2 heavy wet coats, let it go off overnight, we'll block it down tomorrow. I am really happy with that. Yeah, happy days. 24 hours later, primer has gone off nice and hard. I started straight away with the 320 on the block. I blocked it everywhere. If there was any imperfections, I wanted to get them in the primer, so I did spend a good while. Blocked it all out, then got the 500 on the sander, went over all the marks, went a little bit further than the primer, then got the 1000 out, 1000 all the rest of the panel where we're going to lacquer to blend the paint, then went round it, scotched it all, done all the edges with 500 soft pad, and we're in the booth. It's looking good, actually. It's looking really good. I did do the petrol flap as well, and we done the dent at the top. I did mention it. I didn't video it, but it's only a small dent, nice and easy. Panel's looking good. I have wet it up, and it is super, super straight. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not here to paint, so if this is the first video you're seeing, I could paint it, but I'm not here to paint. I get paid less, so we can paint it. I will get a little shot of him painting. He's probably, I don't know, going to put a bit of base, black base over the primer area. That's going to flash off. Then he'll black base a little bit further. Then he'll put a dusty base a bit further. and then he'll lacquer all of it twice, maybe 3 times, not sure. But I get a little shot of him painting it, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. Hopefully it comes out all right. I'm happy so far. Caddy's all painted. Before we have a little look, in the last video, a few of you, 2 of you, all right, 1 of you commented on about the green Porsche in the background, but that had multiple likes. I take it you guys are interested in the green Porsche you saw in the workshop. Let's have a better look. This has been here a little while. It come as a bare shell. It's had a few new panels. It's had a full repaint. He's painted nicely in the wheel arches with some Raptor that's been tinted to the same colour. It is an original colour. It's not an aftermarket, it's not a colour change, it's an original colour, and it's come out real nice. He's painted under the bonnet, he's painted underneath. Yeah, it has come out well. Just needs one more final polish, and then it can go. There is another one behind. It's been here a little while longer, and I'll show you that at a later date when it's a bit more complete. But let's have a little look at the caddy, and not ideal, someone didn't tell me the customer was coming, so I'm patiently waiting for him to finish polishing the Polo that was in the last video, and then the customer turns up. So I'm like, I haven't got my last shot, so I had to take a few little arty shots while the customer was here watching, and now I've got to do a voiceover, which isn't my favourite. So let's have a little look how it looked before. Not looking too pretty. Yeah, definitely needs some love. This is it mid-flight, when all the metal work's done, ready for a bit of filler, and this is it now. I am absolutely pumped on the repair. He's done a nice job with the paintwork, which has complemented the repair, and vice versa. It has come out really nice. And remember, this was a tidy up, it wasn't a new panel. It is just a work van. It's not someone's pride and joy. It's just a work van. Even though it is a nice van, DSG, 2 litre TDI, all the good stuff, it's just his work van. I did also make it look pretty inside the fuel flaps, you know, all shiny, so he's not going to open it. There's bits of filler in there. Made it look nice everywhere. It's come out really straight. You look down it, it looks straight. You can't see any of the repairs. Very, very nice. I'm happy with how it turned out. That is pay rise material, I do believe. Selective hearing today again. Anyway, couple of things to update on. The Polo, little Polo that was having a full repaint. I mentioned about the exhaust. Well, I had a little look at his exhaust, and it's not on wonky, it's been welded wonky. So the guy or the company that made it are actually going to make him another one, because this one, I can't do anything with it. I either need to chop it to pieces and re-weld it, or he needs to get another one. Another thing to mention, I have had the stitches out on the old bonds, and it's healed up nicely. Feels good. I had a lump there for about 10 years. It's still a little lump, but I'm sure it'll go down. That's all good. Thanks for all the concern in the comments. Appreciate that muchly. And lastly, I mentioned a few videos back, we have got a new member of the DTE crew. We finally picked up the dog. picked up a brand new baby Whippet, not second-hand, used or salvage, brand new for the missus and the kids. His name is Lennox. While Dad's in the local Subway getting a light snack, he's enjoying the T5 driver's seat. He's already loving the VW, so that is a positive win. He's not here at the minute, so just a picture will have to do for now. I'll get a little video next time he's here and we'll insert it into a video. Gonna wrap this one up. Let me know what you think about the repair on the Caddy. If you remember, a new rear quarter panel is 2.5, 3 grand. This was 800 quid. And for 800 quid, we did repair and paint the whole back bumper. We repaired and painted the quarter, and I did paint the side rail cover in the end, so it's not too bad money. So it's either 3 grand for a new quarter or 800 quid. And yes, there's a bit of filler in it, quite a big bit, but it's wafer thin. So I guarantee, I put my name on that it's not gonna crack, it's not gonna fail. So any non-filler lovers out there, it is what it is. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, guys. I'm out. He needs to have a look first. Yeah, and he needs to go on the ramp. On my ramp. Anyway, what? Yeah. 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 Can you see I'm busy? It's all right, mate. Anyway, I have way too long blocking it down. All right. Don't you put me off. 24 hours later, primer has gone off nice and hard.